Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Stephanie. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. We are going to dive into the book, but also I have a couple other things to share with you. I've got the book Miracle Morning that we're going to go through starting June 1st, but I actually truly want to share this book with you. If you watched yesterday's live, I had hinted that we were going to talk about systems this week. And so there's so many things I want to share with you. So as you're tuning in, I want you to know this. All of this has to do with your keto diet or lifestyle, however you choose to say it. You might be going, she reads a lot. And what does this have to do with the food that I put in my mouth? I promise you, if you listen and you implement and take action, it will change everything. Because if you don't have systems in place and you're not fueling your mind right, you're not going to get the goals or achieve the goals that you want. So I don't think a lot of people want to admit it, but it starts here. It starts with learning and growing and perspective and consistent action. The easiest part to this diet or lifestyle is the food that you put in your mouth. Some of you might be going, no, that's the hardest part. No, it's not. Because if the only basic thing that you did was simply watch what you put in your mouth, I would never have to tell you what to do, ever. And you really, if you have the deep down rooted goal of maybe losing weight or feeling better, and all you had to do was focus on what you put in your mouth, then guess what? You really should have some success. Because you know to say no to the donut, or you know you should put the Mountain Dew away, you know you should eat healthy or more salads and veggies, right? You know the basics of drinking more water and moving your body. It's not that's the easy part. That's the simple part. I'm going to talk to you about something that if you get it and you implement it, it will help you over the course of your rest of your life. So, where are you tuning in from? How was your day? I know it's the middle of the day. I got caught up this morning in working out and reading myself, and then my kids were awake, right? So had to do mom life, got done with our homeschooling. We have 4 daughters. We homeschool by choice, and it goes great. It's going great. So real quick, we are going through this book. If you are brand new, post new in the comments. But if you are brand new, we started a book club. Basically, I'm just going through a book every single day throughout. My hope is forever to help, number 1, give you a love for reading. And number 2, to help you understand that if you can get your mindset right, then everything else hopefully will fall into place, right? Which means your eating and how you feel about yourself and getting up and moving your body and all of those things. So if you don't have the book, it's not a big deal. If you have the book, how are you liking it? I picked this book as the very first one because so many people are like, I don't read, I don't like to read, I don't have time to read, and this is the easiest book that I know to help give you some inspiration and some type of motivation to just get going, right? The chapters are really short. I'm actually ready to be done with this book because there's so many things that I want to talk to you about in these 2 other books. But if you are going through this with me, and our goal is to be done with this month, we went through chapters 41, 42, and 43. And I'm going to go through it in like 2 minutes. And all I'm going to tell you is this. Chapters 41. Oh, actually, you know what? It was chapters 40, 41, and 42. Chapter 40, he talks about loving yourself. Chapters 41, he talks about, as it turns out, success in any endeavor is usually not so simple. Getting ahead takes time, energy, and commitment, which we talk about a lot, right? Diving into this lifestyle takes time, consistency, takes action, and when you do that, over time, you will get to where you want to go. We're going to talk about systems. What are the systems that you have in place so that you reach your end result or your goal? But is that your end result? That is the question. So he said, sometimes people get into a funk. And I got to talk to a really, we went to high school together, one of my friends. We talked on the phone for about an hour the other day, and she was in a funk, right? And I think oftentimes we think there's got to be this magical thing to get me out of this funk, to get me past this plateau, to help me get restarted. And I said, here's the deal. I don't think there's a magical funk. I asked her a couple questions and I'm like, what are you doing to better yourself? And if you find that you're sitting in front of the TV and you're not surrounding yourself with people that motivate you and you're not doing things to help you on this journey, then you're going to be in a funk. And he just simply says, a little attitude adjustment is helpful when you find yourself in the blue funk jungle. Talks about being a rhino or a cow. Sometimes you just need to kick yourself in the butt, get off the couch and go, right? And so what I love, he says, a guided missile cannot be guided. A guided missile cannot be guided until it has been launched. Quit planning, quit plotting, and quit procrastinating. Take massive action, and then you can see or make course corrections. Oftentimes we wait for everything to be perfect and the timing to be perfect and the groceries to be perfect and my refrigerator to look perfect. This is not about perfection. This is about taking massive action, and then you can course correct as you go. So if you've never started or you haven't started and you've been tuning in for a while, it's time to take action on whatever your goals are. And then on 42, he says, have a dream or die. And he said, I don't know the verse this is, but it's biblical. He says, where there is no vision, the people perish. If you don't have vision for your life, if you don't have these goals and visions and dreams, and you're just kind of sitting back and just letting life happen to you, then guess what? Life is going to happen to you. So I hope that you're enjoying this book so far. It's a simple, easy read to help you get into a system. Here's the first thing I wanted to do, to help you create a system of getting your mindset right every single day so that we can create these other systems to move forward, right? And so super great. Here's what I want to show you. We are going to dive into this book in June. I don't have this book to mail to you. Last month, I mailed these to a lot of you. This one, you're going to have to go on Amazon or go to a bookstore. It's all over the place, The Morning Mirror, and it's going to be a really fast read. I want to get through this pretty quickly. We might only do this for the first 2 weeks of June. I'm going to look at how many chapters there are because I want to dive into, you know what, I think we're going to do that. I'm going to piece it together. This is going to be the June book. Go grab it wherever you can find it. It's super great. We're going to do it together. It's incredible. Here's what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm going to give you a teeny tiny piece of what this is about. I want to go through this book as well. We might do both. You can just tune in and listen to me. This is going to change everything if you put into action what it's telling you to do. So here's what I want you to know. One thing we talk about is, are you every single day, if you eat the donut, let's just give you an example. If you eat a donut today, are you going to see 10 pounds of fat gained? No. If you do something on a day-to-day basis, you are not going to see an incredible, like my goal is to gain muscle, right? My goal is to get leaner and stronger. And there are, weeks I'll work out and then sometimes I sleep in or I don't do the yoga. But it's been over the course of as I do something, right? I slowly progress and get better. It's 1% worse, 1% better. If I did not work out and I didn't work out tomorrow, I wouldn't go like this. If I didn't even work out this whole week, I wouldn't go like this. But over the next 6 months, for the rest of this next year, there's a little bit more than 6 months, but just think about this. As you're going, you're making decisions every single day, and you're not going to see a huge upward graph or a huge upward spike in your goals or a huge decrease, but you will notice it by the time we get to the end of this year. Because you can't make these small little decisions for the worst of your health and not see a decline in 6 months. It's the same with growth. You're either getting 1% better or 1% worse every single day. You will see the curve at the end of the year. It's up to you what you're going to decide. So he says, a slight change in your daily habits can guide your life to a very different destination. 1% better or 1% worse. And you're going to notice it at the end of the year. Where are you going to be at? And so, man, this book is it's incredible. So I'm only going to talk about, so if you're just tuning in, I already went over these couple chapters. This is to get you into the system and the habit of reading. This book is going to change your life. We're going to go through this one first in June, just so you know. I'm going to explain something to you because this is super powerful. First of all, where are you tuning in, and has anybody read this book? And I would love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring, so that other people can join us throughout the next couple months and get their mindset right. So I want you to know something. I want to read this whole chapter to you. He said, we're going to talk about goals and he said, instead of focusing on goals, we're going to focus on systems instead. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Okay. For many years, this is how I approached my habits. Each one was a goal to be reached. So he talks about going after goals. I want to know what everybody's goals are. I might not talk to you till you tell me. I'll talk to you. What are your goals? What is one goal that you have this month or this next couple months? He said, I set goals for a grade I want to get in school, for the weight that I want to lift at the gym, for the profit that I want to make in my business. I succeed at a few, but I fail at a lot of them. Eventually, I began to realize that my results had very little to do with my goals I set aside and nearly everything to do with the systems that I followed. And some of you might be going, I don't get it. So I'm going to put it to you in my mom terms in just a second. What is the difference between a goal and a system? Goals are about the results that you want to achieve. The goal is I want 50 pounds of fat loss. The goal is I want to have a better relationship with my spouse. The goal is I want savings. The goal is I want a new job. The goal is I want to be stronger. The goal is I want to run the marathon. What is your goal? That is the goal, right? Systems are about the process that leads you to the results. So if you have a goal, whatever your goal is your system. Are the systems in place to get you to where you want to go? Go. If you completely ignored your goals and focused only on your systems, do you think that you would succeed? So if you said this, my goal is 10 pounds of muscle gain, right? But if you don't have the systems in place, do you think that if all you did was focus on the systems of getting up in the morning, making sure, so I'll give you an example. Here is a goal. I want to work out, right? I want to work out. That's the end. My goal is I want to work out every single day with 50 pounds of fat loss by the end of the year. There's a goal. Now, here's what a system looks like. My system is if I'm going to work out every single day, I better have a system in place that when I get up, I don't make an excuse. So my system is I have an alarm clock. I better not hit the snooze button. Let's just say, for instance, I'm going to the gym. I better have the night before, my system would be I set out my shoes. I have my gym clothes ready in my bathroom, so all I have to do is wake up, brush my teeth, put on my gym clothes because they're already set out. I don't have to look for them. My keys are on the counter. I've got my water bottle in the refrigerator. And my systems are the things that I set in place so that I don't make the excuse not to do it, right? So if the end result is going to the gym and getting 50 pounds of fat off my body by 2022, by the end of this year, going into next year, I have to have a system in place. And if I never talk to you again about getting to the end of this year and the 50 pounds of fat loss, but if I followed those systems, would I reach that goal? That's his question. And he says, I think you would. Goals are good for setting a destination, but systems are best for making progress. If you are constantly goal, wish, but you aren't making the progress to get there, you're not going to reach your goal. The systems are the most important. Oh my goodness, there's so much. I can't read it all to you. I wish I could just sit and read to you all day. Let's see. Here's what I'll tell you. I read this to you guys before. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, and it's tiny changes every single day done consistently over time that you will reach your end results. Talks about habits. So here's what I wanted to talk to you about. I'll give you an example. Your goal is to eat healthy, right? Here's my goal is all week I want to have suppers ready. I want to have healthy suppers. I want to have a healthy lunch, and I want to make the best choices possible, right? Does anybody want that? Is your goal to eat better? Whose goal is to eat better? If that is your goal, because you ultimately want fat loss, so you want fat loss, you want to eat healthier, then what is your system? Your system is, my system is on Sunday or on Saturday, on the weekend, I take a look at my fridge. I look at what I have. I take inventory. I put a menu together for the rest of the week, right? I make sure I have the groceries to have the meals for my family and the lunches, or if your goal is to eat healthier at work, then you've got to have your system in place to prepare and plan and pack your lunch for the week before you go to work, right? So my system is I'm going to take inventory of my food this weekend. I'm going to make a menu. I'm going to grocery shop. I'm going to prepare anything that I need to set myself up for success for this entire week. Because if I don't do that, if I don't have a system created to eat healthy or to go to the gym or to move my body or to whatever your goal is, if I don't have the system, guess what? It's going to be easy to make the excuse. Is this making sense? Is this making sense? You let me know. It's going to be easy for me to say, oh, I'm just going to hit the alarm clock because I forgot to put my laundry, my gym clothes in the dryer, and all of my gym clothes are wet. I'm just going to sleep in. I'll go tomorrow. Oh, shoot. I get frustrated. I can't find the keys. I can't find my tennis shoes. I get mad because I can't find this. I'm just going to go back to bed. I'm not going to the gym. Or I get to Monday and Tuesday and I enjoyed myself on the weekend, which means I didn't prepare for any meals, which means I end up going out to eat through the drive-thru every single day at work, which means I end up getting a supersize me fry and soda. And then I'm frustrated after a week because I didn't take the time to plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You know what? You could read any single book that you wanted to, and they all have the same basic concepts. He told you that today. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Where there is no vision, the people perish, right? So you've got a goal, but where there is no systems, the people are going to perish, right? He said it in here. We're going to talk about how to take over your mornings. I don't care if you're a night owl, that can be an excuse. We're going to take over your mornings and own your day, not let your day own you. And we're going to create systems to help you so that you don't get to your end result, whether it's the wedding or the vacation or until you reach the goal weight. Most of the time people get to that goal and guess what? Then they throw their hands up in the air, they did it, they celebrate, and then they implement the bad habits back into place because they actually didn't create the systems to change their entire life. And then it's a vicious cycle, right? So you don't want to get to your end result or your goal by doing something for a short period of time and then not create a habit. The goal is to create a healthy habit so that you keep going and you feel great the rest of your life, not for swimsuit season or for wedding season or for travel season or whatever it is. The goal is to create healthy systems. And so that's what I'm here to help you do. That's it. Tune into the page every single day for recipes and keto tips. Today on my Instagram stories, I said, here's your tip of the day. Look at the labels. Flip over your food. How much sugar is in that drink? It looks like a healthy drink, but there's 56 grams of sugar in those healthy fruit, sugary, veggie drinks. Are you paying attention? That's an easy tip, right? The tip I'm going to give you every single day. You don't have to eat if you're not hungry. That is a tip. I don't care how you're eating. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter if you're vegan or Whole30 or you're just eating healthy or you're keto or low carb. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Oftentimes people are overeating good food. Oftentimes people just overeat. And so there's little tips that if you can just keep them in the back of your mind, right? I'm not going to eat if I'm not hungry. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to plan my meal so I can set myself up for success. I'm going to go order myself a book so that I can set up my systems to be a healthier, better mom or dad or me or boss or employee. I'm going to say no to the donut because I already know that. Stephanie didn't tell me that. I know that, but now I know I'm going to feel better. So I don't know. I hope that helps. These are great. I have 100 billion books and I love all of them and I wish I could read to you all day long, but I'm not going to because I'll bore you. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you for tuning in. Continue to tune in every single day. Let me know what helps you. What are some systems that help you go after your goal? So if you're goal oriented and you've got systems in place, write out your day below. Share with us here's my goals and here are my systems that I use to help me. Or, hey, I actually already achieved my goal. Here's the systems that I put into place to help me. This is not just about me. This is about you too. And if you've got great advice, hop on and share. Type it below. Other people can scroll through and read what you did and hopefully it'll help them. So that's all I have. I hope you guys have an incredible day. Always message me with questions. I'm here to help and we'll talk to you soon.